Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. This is Coach Kane. We will be talking about some great AI features you can utilize today to make your email marketing and script generation, much easier when using your CRM and even beyond your CRM. Much easier to show than to tell. So we'll be going through these slides, and I'll be showcasing how to use those features so that you can do the same as well. Make sure to ask any questions. Leave them in the chat. Raise your hand. Open convo. Let's all learn together. Okay. Let's see who we have in here. Welcome, Miguel, Betsy, David. Nice to see you. Louis, Mr. and Florida. Nice to see you again. All right, let's get started here. So I think I have a few people in the room here I've never seen before. If you receive my emails, you are already subscribed to receive these invitations straight to your inbox. However, if you are not subscribed to the mailing list and you want to receive invitations ahead of time with the meeting topics and whatnot, the recaps, the videos I post on YouTube, the blog articles about all this stuff, you can scan this QR code and it will take you to a page where you can sign up to receive all that information. And you get pretty much everything you see here on the right-hand side. Awesome. Welcome back, Florida. Let's see here. Make sure to mute your mic if you are not speaking. Let me see. Oh, there's no interference. Okay, so by scanning the QR code, you will be taken to the website where you have all of these resources. You can rewatch old meeting recaps, book a one-on-one with me, perhaps. Let me actually open a new tab here and show you guys what all that looks like. I've compiled all the resources here on the website that you might need. Again, all the video trainings, when you go to the website, you can just go ahead and click on the YouTube channel, and then it will take you there, and you'll be able to rewatch all the past trainings. So if I click on this button right here, it takes us here, and you will be able to review all of the previous trainings, okay? And if we scroll down a little bit more here, we have a Facebook group chat where you can post questions, comments, your successes and all that stuff. It's a great community we're building here. So if you want to join that and be amongst other agents who, are go-getters and you want to be on top of it, ask questions to the mentors and whatnot, you can post your questions in this Facebook group chat. And through the website, you could just click join us. It will take you to that group chat where you can interact with the 35 members we have so far. Okay. Here you can also book some of the services. You can book a one-on-one with me if you need real estate photography, listing promotion, a whole bunch of other stuff here. You can scroll through here and check those things out. All right, let's go back to the meeting. This slide is also the Facebook group. We've already seen that. And if you have any questions about any of that stuff, of course, you have the chat here. You can call, email, text me. My contact information will be at the end of the presentation. And I will try and put it in the chat too if I can here. Got more people joining us. My email and phone number is in the chat. But again, it's going to be throughout and at the end of this presentation we have today. All right, welcome April, nice to see you. You are right on time. So before we get started, you can engage with me at any time by raising your hand to ask questions. You can use the chat feature, to put your questions in there, and then I will be sure to get to those periodically through tonight's training. These meetings are recorded, so if you can't attend, you can always rewatch these on the YouTube channel. And if you subscribe to the mailing list, I'll send you an email whenever those are uploaded. Okay. Awesome. All right. So today I want to talk about email marketing using AI, and that's going to be on the KvCORE platform. So this is something I talked about, I think, at the beginning of this month. But I wanted to talk about it again and, make sure a lot more people know about this. So that's what we're doing. So KvCORE has this AI feature through ChatGPT. I'm sure we've all heard of ChatGPT at this point. It's been all over the news, all over the internet. AI is taking over, but not all of us might not know what AI actually is or what it does, especially for us realtors. So think of it as, having an assistant. It's basically, I put it in easy to understand terms here. It's a special technology that teaches machines to do human-like tasks. So basically, you're talking with a smart assistant that can generate information for you. And we'll take a look at this shortly here on KvCORE, so you know what it looks like. But it communicates that information to you as if it was a person you're talking to. So it's very, very cool. Okay, everything should be fine here. Perfect. Leave your questions in the chat if you have any. I think I'm having some weird audio feedback at the moment. I'll try to fix it throughout these slides here. Awesome. So how can it help you? So AI is like a helpful sidekick, like we said once more. It assists you in, talking to potential clients. It can help you answer questions and sharing information very fast. It's like having a helper to boost your communication and make finding leads and marketing easier. Okay. So we've gone through a lot of different definitions here and whatnot. So let's actually get into KvCORE and so that I can show you how this works. And by the way, this is a free feature. You don't have to pay anything extra to utilize this on your KvCORE CRM. Okay. You can do this with text messages, emails, you can generate scripts. There's a lot you can do. But today I just want to mainly focus on the email side of things and maybe even the text side of things. It's very, very easy to do. So that's what the focus of today's meeting will be about. So I'm going to open up my browser here. I'm going to close this stuff like this. All right, so here we are in KvCORE. So once again, as always, every single time you log into KvCORE, this is the first screen you will be greeted with. You'll be on your dashboard, okay? Let me make my text a little bigger here. Hopefully you guys can see and read this. So when you log into KvCORE, this is the screen you will see. You'll have this menu bar, if you will, on the left-hand side where you can access different sections of KvCORE. By default, sometimes it's going to be collapsed like this. Sometimes it'll be opened up like this. But by pressing the three bars at the top left, you can control that, okay? But when you start, you will be greeted with your dashboard. And your dashboard will show you what else been going on your KvCORE website, people who are texting you, emailing you, viewing properties on your website, and a whole bunch of other things. Welcome, Frank. Nice to see you. Right, welcome, Frank. Okay. So yeah, the dashboard will show you all of that information. So let's say you have a client that you wish to email some information to, okay? So first of all, obviously that client would need to be in the CRM. If they're not already on the CRM, a very quick and easy way to add someone to the CRM is through the blue quick actions button at the top right here, okay? So if the person you want to communicate to or send an email to, or maybe even a text, is not in your KvCORE, the easiest way to add them is by clicking where it says quick actions and then click on add contact, okay? And when you click on add contact, here you'll be able to fill out this form with their first name, last name, email, their phone number, as well as their address and all of that stuff. So this is where you're going to punch in all of that information that pertains to them. You can choose what kind of lead they are. Are they a sphere, prospects, new lead, active lead? And you can add notes, smart campaigns also, that's a little more advanced. But essentially, the mandatory fields here are just going to be the first name, last name, and email address. And you also need to give KvCORE permission to actually contact these people through the software. So you would want to click yes where it says email, yes where it says text. And if you plan on making calls using KvCORE, you can put yes on calls also, okay? And obviously this is implying that you have consent from those people to reach out to them. So maybe they know you're about to text them, maybe you already met them at an open house. So this right here is why it has you manually choose that, okay? So once you add the contacts, all of your contacts are going to be visible where it says Smart CRM. So when you click on Smart CRM, it will open up a table that will show all of the contacts you have in the database. Okay, it'll look like a table like this. And for those of you guys who log in frequently to KvCORE, you might have noticed this new thing at the top here. It says I'm not using the new Smart CRM. They're actually refreshing the interface. It's going to look a little bit different. So if I switch this on here, you'll notice that it's going to look a little different here, the way things are arranged. But for the most part, most people are used to the old view. So I'm going to keep it at that. So this is what it should look like for 99% of us, okay? So this right here is where you're going to see all of the contacts in your CRM, and they'll be all here with their first name, last name, status, activity, and all the other information you may have on them, okay? You could click on each and every one of them individually to interact with them. So let's say we had just added Amy to our database just now through the quick action. So she would pop up at the top. So if I click on Amy's name, it's going to open up all of the information. I'll make this a little smaller here. So right now we're looking at the contact information or contact page for this lead called Amy. This is not a real person, it's just a test contact, okay? So this is where I'm going to show you how to utilize these AI features to communicate with your leads. So you'll notice on the right-hand side here, there's a little box that says actions right here. So under the actions tab, you can do certain actions like making a call, sending an email, a text, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But today we'll be focusing mainly on emails, and I'll briefly show you how the text messaging also works. Okay. Any questions so far? I don't see anything in the chat. I think we're doing okay. Hopefully we can still hear me. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So once we have the person we wish to communicate with, I'm going to show you this really cool tool you can utilize to communicate much in a much quicker way. So by clicking on send an email right here. So if I was to send an email to Amy by clicking here, send email, once I click on that, this box is going to pop up. Now you are able to compose your own email in here, write your own subject in here, and style it however you want using these controls. However, that's the old way of doing things in 2024, okay? Now we want to use AI. It's going to be much quicker and it'll do the job for us. Again, like I said, this is much better shown than explained. So the way to use the AI feature to help you craft or generate these emails or these outgoing, emails is by clicking on the Smart Assistant button. It's this blue button at the top right when you're about to compose an email. Okay, it's right here. And again, I got here by opening up the contact in question I wanted to talk to. On the right-hand side, there will be an action box. If I zoom in here a little bit, we can choose between these many options. So I'm going to click on send an email, and then it'll open up this box. And then I'm going to click on where it says use Smart Assistant. Okay, so when I click on use Smart Assistant right here, it's going to open up this drop-down menu, if you will, and it'll say craft a message. So this grayed out, this area in gray right here is where the magic basically happens. So you can utilize this feature to generate whatever kind of email you would like to. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a few examples here. So if I go back to my presentation, I think I have a few examples here we can try just so you see what all this is capable of. So we have some lead generation prompts. Okay, these are just example prompts I made. So we could tell this AI, for example, to craft a personalized introduction for a potential client interested in buying a home. So this could be someone you just met, or a lead you were, the lead that got transferred to you and they're trying to buy a home, and you want to make, an introduction, you want to send an introductory email for this client looking to buy a home. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy this prompt. Okay. We're going to go back to our KvCORE here. Again, this is just an example. You can write this in your own words in this box right here where it says prompts. Okay, so the prompt is basically what you're asking the AI to do for you. So I'm going to paste this example in here. It says craft a personalized introduction for a potential client interested in buying a home. So once you have your prompt written in here, all you want to do is click generate. Okay, so once I click the blue generate button, notice at the bottom here, it'll start writing out our email for us. Very cool. So this only took me less than a second to write in here, and then it just generated everything for me. And if you actually read the email, you'll notice that it has these things called merge tags. So this little thing here in the brackets that says first underscore name, we'll see another one here, agent full name, office name. So this AI is trained to understand that you're using it within KvCORE. So this way it's able to pull some of the information on you and on the client and fill those blanks within the email. So all of these little bracketed, areas will be replaced with the appropriate information when you decide to send this email. So here where it says agent full name, this will be replaced with your name. Office name, this will be replaced with your, office name. Even here at the bottom here, agent full name, agent title, phone, and email. So all of this will be plugged in here for you. You won't need to do anything, not lift a single finger. And just to read the first line here, it just says, I hope this email finds you well. My name is, Kane. I'm a real estate agent with EXP. I wanted to reach out and introduce myself as I see you are here. You are interested in buying a home. Oops, I might have deleted something here. Let me get this. And then it goes beyond that. It says, you're interested in finding the perfect home can be exciting, but sometimes overwhelming, It's going to basically draft that email for you. And I encourage you to read everything to make sure it sounds like you, or maybe it has something in there that you don't want. You can basically edit all this stuff here, make it yours, and then just click the send button. And just like that, you crafted an introductory email within seconds and sent it to this client. That's one example, okay? And let's say this prompt is perfect, what you asked it is perfect, but you wanted to generate another variation. Maybe not this specific one. all you would need to do, keep your prompt in there and just press generate again. And then notice it's just going to rewrite it, but in another word. Okay, so it'll write another variation of this. And you can do this as many times as you want. It'll keep rewriting this in another way. Okay. So something that's also really cool is you can ask this AI to write it in different languages. So I can, at the end here, append in French. So craft a personalized intro for a client interested in buying a home in French. So I'll click generate. And then now this email is written in French in case you have clients that speak French. And this goes for any language. It could be, Spanish. That's probably going to be used a lot. So if I do that, I click generate, and there it is, the same email generated via AI in Spanish. And of course, I'm not sure what it says here. I don't speak fluent Spanish, but I could click send, and this would go out to a Spanish-speaking client of mine. Okay, very, very cool feature. Any questions before we try another example here? Feel free to write them in the chat or unmute your mic and let me know. I think we're looking good here. Awesome. So let's try another example here, okay? Let's go to the next screen. So let's choose this one. So explain the steps involved in selling a property. So let's say you have a potential seller, in your pipeline, and you want to send them an email explaining to them the steps involved in selling a real estate property. So we can utilize this prompt here into our KvCORE in the prompt box. I'm going to delete this and then paste that prompt here. It says explain the steps involved in selling a property. And all I would do is just click generate. And when I do that, here goes KvCORE. It's going to generate an email for me that's going to break down all of those steps. And again, make sure to read through this stuff and make sure everything looks good, okay? It's going to break this down into, so one, hire real estate agents, prepare your property, set the right price, market it, negotiate it, close the sale, and hand over the keys. And it has, some text after each step. So yeah, this is the power of AI. You could just write what you want in here and it'll write you a message based on your prompt, okay? Just like the previous prompt, you could do this in as many languages as you want. And you don't have to find these prompts online. You can type this in a way where it's almost as if you're asking a mentor, okay? So if Frank is not available on a specific day and you need help, writing something to a client, you can come in here and ask the AI to write you something in the meantime, and that might just do the job for you very quickly, efficiently, and swiftly. Okay, so you don't have to have a specific way of writing these prompts. Just ask it as you would another person. Just one off the top of my head here, we can ask the AI to, write me a check-in email to an old friend of mine I haven't spoken to in a while. So something this simple, and I press enter. And here it's going to write me an email to an old friend I haven't spoken to in a while, okay? It says, it's been quite some time since we last caught up. I've been thinking about you recently. I wanted to check in and see how things have been going, okay? And of course, you can add, make this real estate oriented. You can add to this and ask it to add the fact that you're still a realtor and you're here to help in case there's any real estate needs they might have. So welcome, Christopher. Nice to see you. You are You're here at the right time. So
Able to.
basically, I'm going to close this out and we're going to reopen this. Okay. So just to solidify and lock this in, I'm going to retrace my steps and show you guys exactly how I got to the AI feature, okay? So once you log into your KvCORE, you will see the dashboard first, okay? So you may have a client already, or you may not have a client already, but you know you want to market to either someone specifically, or maybe you have some contacts on the spreadsheet that you want to email. You can add them in the KvCORE database. The easiest way is through the quick actions button. So once you click on quick actions, you can click add contact and then fill out all of that information to add that contact to your CRM. Once you add the contact, they will now be available where it says Smart CRM, okay? So if you click on where it says Smart CRM, it'll open up the table where you can find all of your leads. So let's choose Amy, for example, which is the one I always use. Amy is not a real person. So if I was to click on this lead, it's going to open up this window that gives me communication options, if you will, for me to communicate with Amy under the Actions tab on the right-hand side. And just make sure that everything is, the phone number looks good, the email looks good, and the address looks good if you had one on file, because this is what KvCORE is going to use to send out that information, okay? And on the right-hand side here, we can choose the desired action we want. So if we want to send Amy an email, I would just click send email right here. I'm going to zoom out. And then it's going to open up the email composer. So through here, I can write my own subject. I can type my own email. Or if you want to do it the quick, smart, and new way, you can use the KvCORE AI. So if we were to click on use Smart Assistant, so that's where we need to go to gain access to this feature. So when I click on use Smart Assistant, it's going to open up this little drop down with the background in gray, and it'll say craft a message. So you'll get this little box here that says prompt. This is where you want to ask whatever you need the AI feature to generate for you. Okay, so again, let's find another prompt. So let me go to my examples here. So this is a great one. So let's say you're working with someone and they are unsure about a specific property, or they want to know what the restaurants are like, schools and recreational spots are in a specific city. I'm going to copy this, going to go here, and I'm going to paste that prompt in the box here. So suggest popular restaurants, schools, and recreational spots in, let's choose a city here. Let's say the city of Long Beach, okay? There's a lot to do in Long Beach. Go to Long Beach, CA. Okay, so once you have your prompt, you write it out in here, and then all you need to do is either press enter, return, or just press generate right here, this blue button with the magic wand. So if I click on this, the AI gets to work, and just like that, it writes the email for you. So we have a nice subject here that says discover Long Beach hotspots. You can edit all of this, and then, oops, down below here, we have our email. Says, I hope you're enjoying your time in Long Beach. If you're looking for some great places to eat, here are some popular restaurants you should check out. Has the Attic, the Boathouse on the Bay, George's Greek Cafe. I don't know if you guys have been to any of these, but it sounds nice right now. Seafood and steak sounds really nice right now. Schools, we have CSU. We have Long Beach Polytechnics High School. I haven't even heard of this one. Bixby Elementary School, and then recreational spots. We have Belmont Shore. So just like that, I've just generated this email in seconds. And this is very valuable information that you can send out to any of your clients, leads, or contacts that might be looking for this info. And it's really nice that you can just do this within a few seconds and all at your fingertips for free. And you can do this as many times as you want. Okay, so writing emails now is going to be much quicker using KvCORE. is going to be jam-packed with, some great information like this. And now you can scale, your email marketing efforts by just generating interesting prompts or thinking of interesting prompts and having AI do the rest for you. And you can send out these emails, okay? This is my favorite prompts. So popular restaurants and recreational spots. So again, if you don't like this specific one, you can click generate again, and then it's going to rewrite the email. And yeah, here we have some new options. We have Beechwood Barbecue and El Dorado Park, really cool stuff. And once it looks good, all you would need to do is click on the send button, and there goes that email to the lead you wanted to send it to. Okay. Any questions or comments on how to use this AI feature on KvCORE? Leave your questions in the chat, raise your hand, unmute yourself.
Nice.
So, okay. All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and close this. I'm gonna show you one more thing. All right. So we're back on the dashboard one more time. So the last thing I want to show you is how to do this for multiple people at a time, okay? So maybe you don't want to send this to only one person. Maybe you want to send this to a lot of people at once. So again, that's really easy to do. Once those contacts are in there, you want to go back to your smart CRM once more on the left-hand side here, okay? And then we're going to basically, there's multiple ways you could do this. The easiest way, if you know you want to send this to a couple of people, you could just go to your smart CRM and just, check the little box next to whoever it is you want to send it to. So this screen is going to have all of your contacts, okay? And you can filter them by alphabetical order by clicking, the first name, or, maybe filter them through the last name, their status, whether they're closed or current clients. You have a lot of different filtering options. But once you go to the Smart CRM, you'll see this table with all of your contacts. So if you click on the box next to first name, it'll select every single person, or you could just select them individually by clicking the little boxes next to the respective person. So I chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say I wanted to send a mass email to these six people using AI. So once they're all selected as such, I'm going to zoom in here. Notice you have some quick action buttons here. So we have email, text, video message, and all of that great stuff. Today we're talking about email. So once they're selected, just go ahead and click where it says email, right? So if I click email, it's going to open this up, and then we have the same interface that we've been working with. So all I want to do is click on where it says use Smart Assistant once more. And then we get the same box through which we can, plug in our prompts. So let me find another prompt here. Let's try this one. What are some family-friendly activities in a specific neighborhood? So I'm gonna delete this. Let's find another area this time. Let's say, what are some family-friendly activities in, let's say, Pomona, okay? Family-friendly activities in Pomona, CA, Pomona, California. I always like to put CA after because there might be another, sometimes there's the same street name somewhere else or city name somewhere else. So I put CA after it. And I'll click generate. And just like that, here goes an email crafted based on the prompt we just gave that tells us some family-friendly activities in that area. So we can visit the Fairplex, the Pomona Public Library, spend a day at the Phillips Mansion. These are some, I've never done any of these things, so this is great stuff to know. Pomona Heritage Walk, and you can send this to a client that might be interested in the area, and it it can strengthen, you know, the current relationships you have with the leads that you do have, because now you become a resource for them when it comes to anything real estate related. Okay, you want to be the neighborhood expert, or you know, the city expert if you're working in a specific city, and being able to provide information such as, you know, this kind of information will definitely help. Okay, so this is how you utilize this AI feature to basically generate all that info. And these are just some of the examples I gathered for today's meeting. But honestly, the sky's the limit. You can ask this thing almost anything, and then it will generate you an email based on what you ask it. Okay. You can ask it to write you a newsletter, a blog article. You can ask it to reply to a specific email you got. There's so much you could do with this. Okay. So do not be afraid to experiment with different prompts and see what all you get once you try them. And of course, because we selected 6 contacts, it'll tell us how many people we chose up here, 6 contacts selected. And then once the email looks good, I like the subject, all I need to do is press send. And then there goes that email to those 6 people. Okay. So that is how you send it to a lot of people at once. Any questions on this section?
I have a quick question, Coach A. Can you hear me?
I
Hello?
see
Think you
some of
can't
you
hear
guys are
us.
unmuting your mics, but I can't hear you. I think I might have an audio issue still. Give me 1 second, guys. I think I'm having some audio issues. Maybe that's why I can't hear anybody talk. 1 second.
All right. I hope you guys can still hear me. I think Christopher, you had a question. Let's try one more time.
Yeah, can you hear me, Coach A?
Perfect. Yeah. I don't know why my
You're
AirPods
good.
made people sound like a dinosaur.
You're good. You're good.
Oh,
Quick question. If I like what you have here, kind of getting them like involved with activities, what's going on, if it's schools, good stuff that people are actually looking for, entertainment,
yeah.
uh, places like activities, which is really cool. What do you recommend if it's like a neighborhood you live in, or it's like your in-laws neighborhood as well? Do you recommend if we send out like like mail that out to them, like kind of information like that with our picture on it, or just like door knock and introduce yourself? Like what would be a
Mhm.
method that you would recommend that we should do first?
Yeah. Again, it depends a lot on your current relationship with those contacts, but let's say you've never talked to these people
Yeah.
before.
Or you
Um,
see them like when you're like driving by and they say hi and you like small talk when you go to the community park and they see you a little bit.
mhm.
Like what's the because I don't want to be the type of person that goes, like since I live in this neighborhood as a sales guy or he's soliciting, kind of like in a more, I guess, non-threatening way where it's more comfortable for them. Like, oh, cool. Like it happens in like a natural conversation. Just like,
Absolutely.
because I talked to some of my neighbors around here, but like, what is the best way to speed it up? Like, should I just door knock on every door and introduce myself? Or should I just, even though I have valuable information I could let them know about?
Yeah.
Or should I just send a message first, like an email, mass email or something like that? I'm just kind of an idea what you think.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm also a big fan of that natural approach.
Okay.
And I think Overall, door knocking, either or, you can send an email first or door knock first, whichever one you're comfortable with. But what I try to do initially, especially if I'm not too familiar with, the contacts I'm talking to or dealing with,
Uh-huh.
is try your hardest to not push for a sell, just don't market yourself or introduce yourself as, hey, when are you going to sell so that I can, get your business?
Makes sense. Kind of like
And
provide value, just give them some information, like literally just introducing myself.
exactly, that's all it is. And the more free value you can provide, the
Mhm.
better. Just introduce yourself as, the new agent in the neighborhood.
Okay, okay.
Hi. And I just wanted to make everyone aware of, how our market's standing. And I'm sure you would want to know how much your property is worth. Use this link or here, take this flyer. No rush. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just wanted to introduce myself. Bye.
That's a good one. Yeah,
That's
appreciate that.
that's how I
Yeah.
would handle that.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. That's a great question. And maybe you could follow up with, sending this email for the people who do opt into.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. That would probably be the next step. I was just trying to figure out what order you recommend to put it in. Because like I said, I live in this neighborhood, so I literally just, bought this house like 6 months ago. I just want to make sure I leave a good name and a good reputation for me before just going door knocking like I did before. I mean, that's what I was doing a lot, but
I
just
see.
just random neighborhoods. It's not a neighborhood I actually live in, and that I, don't want to be that guy. Just so I build better relationships for the longer term. That's it. So
Absolutely. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, because I live there, I would try to door knock first,
okay,
introduce myself as a neighbor, and
yes,
then, do the email as opposed to the other way around.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course. No worries. Anyone else had any questions? I don't know if you guys asked anything before I took my AirPods off. Any questions at uh, any point, anyone? Let's see. Can you do the video mail? That's a great question. So it's a question from David here. I'm going to close this, and I assume you're talking about the video message option here. So yes, you can do the video message. However, it's very limited with essentially there's a subscription you need to be able to send videos to people on a mass scale. Okay. So if I was to choose one person here, let's say Amy, and I wanted to do a video message, I am able to do that. But the AI feature does not work directly through here. So maybe you might want to generate whatever content you want through the AI and then you record a video and then upload it here. So you can upload it directly from your computer by clicking record new video. It'll use your webcam, or you can select a video and drop it here also. But you need to upgrade to the premium to be able to send this to a lot of people at once. Okay, so it might not be practical to do this for one person at a time, depending on how many people you have in your database. But it is a paid feature to be able to do that on a mass scale. Nonetheless, video is king. So if you are able to invest the time into crafting videos, I highly recommend it. But a good middle ground, if you will, where you can save this money and still be able to share videos with a lot of people, is record the video, post it on your Instagram, your Facebook, or your YouTube, and then create a mass email with a link to that video within the email that people can click on and then view. Okay, that's a really great question. Let me actually show an example of what that might look like. So let's say you wanted to introduce yourself as the new agent in the neighborhood and you wanted to create a nice video directly talking to the people instead of just writing an email. You could select, everyone, assuming they're already on your contacts list, and then you would click on the email like we just did. I'm going to use the AI feature, okay? And in the prompt, we'll say, write me an email introducing me as the local real estate agent. Okay, and then within the email, I want a link to a video I made. Okay, very simple. Okay, so write me an email introducing me as a local real estate agent. Within the email, I want a link to a video I made. Okay, it's probably not the best way to write this, but again, this AI is really, really good at understanding exactly what you want. So if I click generate here, there it is. It's going to write the email for me. And then notice here, it knows we want a link in there. So at some point in the email, it says here, to help you get to know me better, I've created a special video where I share more about myself and my approach to real estate. You can watch the video by clicking the following link. And then you just paste that link in here from wherever you posted it. Link your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube, and they could just click on here and get to the video. So that's a free way to make this happen. Okay, and then you know, obviously make sure the rest of the email's great, and there you go. I hope that helps.
Yeah, dear. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else has any questions? Awesome. I think we're looking good. Perfect. Yeah, so this mainly encompasses everything I wanted to talk about today. I encourage you to experiment with the text option too, not just the email. The text is going to be almost identical. By clicking on where it says send text message right here, it'll give you the same box, and then you can just type your prompt. You know, send a welcome text message. I can click generate, and then it's going to write me a quick text, and I could click send, and this will be sent via SMS, okay, or text message. Almost the same thing, but the email is more powerful because you can include much more information, a lot more links, but the text messages have to be, you know, certain size and not past a certain number of characters. Okay, but you can do both. Okay, let's see here. Awesome. Yes, but of course, all of this starts with having your contacts in KvCORE. We all send emails either through Gmail, Outlook, AOL, MSN, whatever you have. But KvCORE has this feature that a lot of email providers do not have at the moment. Okay, all of the popular ones, and I don't think you can do this on Gmail. I don't think you can do this on Outlook just yet, or even iCloud. So this is a business. We're all real estate agents. We're running our business, and anything that saves us time should be, you know, should grab your attention, and you should put some time into it to learn how it works. So you can create a lot of great emails here, a lot of great content and information, send it out to a lot of people at once for free. So I encourage you to really take this into consideration moving forward and implement it into your lead generation strategy. I use this almost every single day, and it saves me hours, to say the least. So yeah, that is the bulk of it, I believe. Any other questions before we wrap it up? I believe that's all we got for today. Once, going twice. Any questions whatsoever? But great questions so far. All right. That is everything. Again, my contact information is here on the screen. If you need one-on-one help or have any questions beyond just this meeting, feel free to give me a text, send me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible so we can figure it out together. And I will email you guys once I upload the recap video to this on YouTube, so you can rewatch it on your own time. Okay. You guys. Oh, yes. Do we have a question? Okay. But yeah, everything will be emailed to you. Thank you so much for tagging along for tonight's training, and we will see you tomorrow with Coach Renee, I believe, for your evaluation training, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, Coach Shane. See you later.